as Brazil is upcoming to grips in which may be the lowest industry crash in the nation's story, the domestic sentiment is quickly changing of sorrow to indignation. So far all attention has been on obtaining bodies, but two-lot period has already gone with recent Friday's break of the Feijão Dam on January 25, in the city of Brumadinho. Now investigators, political community, industry leaders and community are laid their focus to Vale, the business how rest the weir. They wish answers to the next questions. Vale isn't fair any business in Brazil. It is one of its largest precious successful stories in industry, and on in Petrobras and Embraer remnant one of the few domestic players to include reached a really competition statute on a world scope. Present, it is the planet's fourth greatest mountain business, in rental income of $34 bn, £26 bn, €30 bn, in 2017, the quantity one manufacturer and exporting country of ferrous mineral. It is such an essential gamer in consumer goods how world ferrous ore prices with thorns 5.8% following the crash, as any difficulty in Vale operative can reason disruptions of delivery in the markets. Vale is as well the other largest traded stake in Brazil's stockpile exchanging, over Petrobras. Before named as Companhia Vale do Rio Doce, this inland Doce Vale business, it was created by the government in the 1940s for a time of intensive industrialization of Brazil, how was linked in the country's wish to grab monitoring of strategy nature asset in the nation. In the deceased 1990s, Vale was privatized and with later it has subjected a time of fast extension, frequently winner awards for its control, and though for stable initiatives. It is now belonging by a various team of shareholders how involve a individual banking, Brazilian retirement cash and by the government. But the Vale how is growing of the meltdown now is a steeply various business. On Monday, it saw nearly $20 bn graded off its stockpile marketplace importance as the stake cost immersed nearly 20%. As investors were price dumping the stockpile, protesters threw mud in Vale's staff in Rio and colored murderers and it was not an crash on its facade. The business already had its picture strongly stained following the break of the Samarco Dam, a collaborative enterprise in BHP Billiton, closed the town of Mariana in 2015. A structure fail in the dam annihilated 19 human beings and contaminated lot of the inland Doce. The calamity saw Samarco, the Vale and BHP Billiton collaborative enterprise, profitable out billions in reimbursement and installation up basis renova, a flesh imaginary to assist victims restore their lives and recover the inland. But down there was lot debate on both of fronts. Families complain about how the basis never found a appropriate reimbursement equation to set how lot every man should receive. Several fishermen, struck by a fishery ban in the inland Doce, complain about how their pay packages are way under their old incomes. They say lot human beings who never depended on the inland are as well pretending reimbursement and how the basis does a impoverished job in assessing every instance. The basis recognized the problems but told it had to trust on human beings as nice belief. Though the basis is a lone run of Samarco, in a individual executive board, the communities about the inland Doce see it as a simple expansion of the business. 3 years on, the sentiment in the towns is of devastation in joblessness and alcohol abuse plaguing families. The legislative trial as well became bugged downward. More than rather than 20 human beings, consisting Samarco management team, were loaded in different crimes, consisting murder, but a test day was never kit. No one was condemned or concluded. In 2017, Samarco controlled to get a trial procedure suspensive penal transactions, on the perspectives how investigators supposedly utilized illicit cable tapping while collection testimony. And Samarco is yet challenging ecological fines superimposed by the government agencies. In spite all these problems, lot communities in the Minas Gerais area of Brazil are supporting of mountain. They trust on the production for their livelihoods. Vale and BHP Billiton are yet work on opening the Samarco transactions, that has remained close with 2015. Vale controlled Restore himself in the ramifications of the 2015 meltdown, in strong profits and large prospects for the upcoming year. But following the latter Feijiao crash, the business is by more blood pressure rather than always up. The is shaping up to be the lowest humane tragic in the story of Brazil's production. 5 human beings include been detained already. Billions include been iced in holdings in Brazil, and a great activity has already been registered in the US by investors. Companies how job in Vale are as well creature aim. 2 workers of TUV Sud, a Deutsche business how evaluated security facility in Feijiao, were among such detained. Vale has announced how it will write off all 10 left waste management dams of the kind that are frequently done of land and utilized to keep the frequently toxicity mountain on products. It says it will explore more than costly waste management control options and considerably bring its exit. Jimena Blanco, an analysis for Verisk Maplecroft, says the Feijiao crash could mark harsh changes in Brazil, the mountain production, and Vale. Investors' world will include less than appetite suppressant for top environmental hazard opportunities, she believes. And Brazil's new CEO Jair Bolsonaro, who wants to soften ecological restrictions on the mountain production, may include to overview his position. We weight society opposition to the production occurring of concerns above water supply use, contamination and ground pollution to growth, both of versus new and current projects, says Ms. Blanco. In supplement, down there will be more study of civilian community and world ecological activists. In latter year a big scope enterprise fracas comprising else before favorite business, Petrobras, induced a length discussion and regulating changes in the way Brazil deals in enterprise corrupt practices and policy funding. The other Vale tragic could strengthen Brazilians to conduct a length overdue discussion on the ecological impact operation of its nature asset is possessing.